Welcome back to the channel. We got back to winning ways in the last episode. Can we continue that today? And can we progress from the last 16, or at least put one foot in the last 8 of the Conference League? Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 48 of Going Dutch, as we try and turn around a Dutch side that's been relegated from the Eredivisie, in this case Waalwijk, and return them to the top flight and then leave them as an established side. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you 2 games as usual. First up is the first leg of the UEFA Conference League last 16 against Sparta Prague in Prague, and we'll be wanting to get a good result from there to bring back to the Mandemakers for the second leg, which is in the next episode, and that being the last episode before Christmas, or last episode of Going Dutch before Christmas, should I say, and then we'll be back on Boxing Day with whatever happens. Yeah, we might be in the next round or just playing out the season and trying to get into Europe for next year. We will find out what is going to happen in today's episode. The second game of the episode is Eredivisie match day 26, as we head down to the last 8 games of the season, and a result against PSV Eindhoven would be very good, but I have a distinct feeling our record against them isn't particularly good. We will check on that very shortly. Of course, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the series, let me know what you'd like to see more of here on the channel, let me know what sort of things you'd like to see me do when FM25 comes out. We're getting closer and closer, of course, and hopefully it will come out in March. Fingers crossed. Yeah, and of course you can keep up to date with everything that's going on this channel by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Right, we're going to get into it because not a lot has happened since you were last with us. We're going to focus on the Conference League first off, and also try and bring you up to date with what I tried to do with the squad. I think I mentioned it in the last episode. We tried to jiggle the squad around once we got through the transfer window, but you can only change 3 players. You can bring 3 new players in, and you can swap 3 players or something like that. I can't remember, but it seemed to be you bring new players in, and it was a bit of a mess. And it all comes back to me not concentrating on what I was doing at the start of the season. I think I was too excited by the fact that we got into Europe and made a complete Horlicks of it. Make sure that if we're assuming we get into Europe, don't make the same Horlicks next season. Having said all of that, let's have a quick check back on where we are. Of course, last time out we had a 4-1 win against Fortuna Sittard in the Eredivisie. Ross Stewart scoring a hat-trick, Emil Hansen, and then of course we beat FC Utrecht by 2-1. Marley Cruz and Ole Romney getting the 2 goals for us. And that left the table looking like this going in, at the end of that episode. Feyenoord were top on 63, Ajax second on 57, and then we were 5 points behind Ajax in third, with PSV fourth on 49 points. So if we can beat PSV today, we would open a bit of gap up. Their recent history, they've won 3, drawn 2. So I thought I heard something then in the house, and I was just checking because I'm here on my own today. So that's how the table's looking at the end of last episode. We'll focus on that again when we get to the PSV match. 1 game being played tomorrow, FC 20 and FC Groningen. We are down for Sunday games, I think. So we've got 2 or 3 days between now and then. Let's focus on the Europa Conference League. This is the round of 16, a recap of the games to be played. Adana will play Fiorentina, Charleroi will play Lille, Istra will play Bayer Leverkusen. We're playing Sparta Prague. AZ will play Newcastle. Bromby IF will play Villarreal. Olympic Lyonnais are playing Tyrrell, and Viborg are playing Ammonia. This side of the draw, all these 8 are the sides that actually qualified directly from the league phase. These have come through other games they've had to play in order to get here. I think we can go back, possibly. In fact, no, we don't want to do that. Let's do this. We can go back and have a look at how they qualified through the knockout stage. And our opponents today, Sparta Prague, played Derry City, beating them 5-1 on aggregate, 1-1 in the first leg, and then they beat them 4-1 in the second leg. So that's how our opponents got through today. Where did they fit? Can we have a look and see where they finished the league phase? I'm not sure we can we? Stages, round of 16, league path, champions path, league phase. There we go. We can. Sparta Prague finished in 15th place. They played 6 games. They won 3 of them. They beat Hearts, Adana and Key. And they lost 3, didn't draw any. And they lost to Florentina, Newcastle and FCSB in their league phase part of the competition. So that's what we're up against today. We've never played them before in this series. So as I say, they are a bit of an unknown quantity. They play at the in the Fortuna League in Czechoslovakia, or Czech Republic as it is now, of course, or Czechia, I think is the latest terminology of them, isn't it? They play at the Stadion Letana. That's where we're going to play. Capacity of nearly 19,000. It was built in 1917, updated in 1994. So that is how we do. Even the national side play at the Sparta Prague Stadium. Right, without any more to do, let's go and have a look at the side that will face Sparta Prague in this first leg in Czechia. They have no team news, i.e. they've got a full squad to pick from. We've got 10 players unregistered, and of course that is our problem. Oh, that's what we were going to look at, wasn't it? We still couldn't register Oakley, Temezhnikov, Lobinger, Old Chica, Rosier, Beaton, Rhine, Marley Cruz, Elitim, and Lucas Bergstrom. Lucas Bergstrom's on loan anyway. On trial anyway, so we wouldn't have been able to pick him. Let's have a quick look at the squad that we could pick from. If we can go in here, a registration, and this is the Conference League, and as you'll see, with 3 changes we were allowed to make. Made those 3 changes, it's caused us all sorts of problems. Players that we can't register, Gary, O'Killy, as we said, Elatim. We had to pick and choose, and obviously without losing any of the trained at in the national or whatever, so we still can't get Cruz, Burmasudi in here. Van Duren is in because he's under 21. Burmasudi, he's not under 21. No, he's injured anyway. But in the squad we do have Van der Beij, Shrivers, Latonda, Martins Indy, Congaloo, Leveld, Vasson, Kears, Varro, Romney, whoever, Limuri, Toure, Hansen, Ross Stewart. We managed to register him being our top scorer. It would have been a bit daft not to. Stanovic I don't think was in before. He's in this time. Drambev, Atesta, who came in, of course, we've brought him into the squad. Rekic, Setford, Peter, Lakessa, Zenguin, Trishuba, and Daniel Simmons. They are the 25 in the squad. Let's go and have a look at the side then that will face Sparta Prague in this leg 1 of the last 16 of the UEFA Conference League. And here is the side that faces Sparta Prague in this first leg of the Europa Conference League, or the Conference League last 16. Setford is in goal. Van der Beij, Martins Indy and Rekic are defensive line. Drambev and whoever are the wing backs. Otessa, who has been registered, he's in between those two, playing a bit deeper today. Latonda and Peter are the wide attacking players. Romney sits behind, between them, behind Stewart, who leads the attack up front. Vasson, Lemure, Congolo, Leveld, Franson, Shrivers, Varro, Hansen, Stanovic, Toure, and Van Doren and Martin Keers make up the bench. And here we are in Prague and facing Sparta Prague. They are playing a 4-2-3-1 today. Brian Prisk is their manager. As we play our usual formation, Martin Zindi captain. As the teams come out on the pitch, it's a very nice stadium. Sparta Prague playing in maroon tops and white shorts today. And our first highlight comes 9 minutes in. Sparta Prague on the ball as we try and win it back. They've come through the lines, and that's a good through ball to Karabakh. And Setford, I think, got hands to it and made the save and saved the day. Karabakh is the player that we should be worried about, apparently. That's a lovely ball in, but not got anywhere, but they still make use of it. Prorusky. And it didn't come to anything, but here's the opportunity. We'll see it again. They come through the lines very quickly, and that man Karabakh Drambev, that ball into midfield, but it was given away. But one back by Peter, and it's gone back to Martin Zindi. Martin Zindi to Latonda, out to Drambev. Drambev, who's been injured, of course, coming back. Latonda, Van der Beek into the area. He's had a shot, and it's come off the woodwork, I think. Nearly half an hour on the clock. A tester back to Rekic. Peter, who've not been in this game at all. Sparta Prague, bearing in mind they're at home, but trying to chase this ball down. It was one there, and Latonda gets a foot in. Stewart back out to Latonda. Latonda has a go on his own, but it's over the top, and chances coming. 1 minute of added time in this first half. We're in that minute, and it's Sparta Prague on the ball again. It's gone out to Kine or Clan. It's crossed in. Oh, and just wide. And that man Kabak again, causing us all sorts of problems. Clan or Clean, I can't see his name properly. And it was in, but Kabak, a defender there, I think just stopped him enough from getting it on goal. Who was that? It was Martin Zindi. And half-time has arrived. We've had 4 shots, not hit the target yet, 0.51, and 60% of the possession really should be in front. They've had 7 shots, 2 on target, 1.22, mind you, and 40% of the possession. The only thing they haven't had is the possession. 2 shots on target. Setford saved one of them that we saw. And, yeah, to get away with this with a draw or not a loss, I think it's going to be a bit of a tight order. They've made 3 challenges at half-time, and they have a corner. It's not cleared. It's a ho-head kick, and it's gone over the top. And we have a free kick just inside the D, a tester, and he can score goals, and he has again. Second goal of the season. I think that's the second from a free kick as well. And on the hour mark, we take a lead, and it's pretty much against the run of play in a way. We've had our chances, not put them away, and then a set piece has got us in front. But for how long? 63 on the clock. Oh, Klein is in, and going to have to be careful. And he's blasted it over the top. I think he was being checked by the defender. It's gone for a corner. I think Setford may have got fingers to it, or the defender did. It's sort of headed clear, but not clear. And that's gone sailing past. In fact, it's got a deflection again. So a corner on this side now. Pressure on 65 minutes. Swung in. It's cleared. Fine, and he's got to be offside, surely. Still not cleared the ball. But it's not going to come to anything. And I'm not sure which of the highlights. This is the first one, I think. And that man, Klein, is in as a shot. And I think Setford got fingers to it. And on 66 minutes, going to make 4 changes. We're really going for it. Testa is tiring, and we've replaced him with Patrick Varro. Peter is not having a good day out there. He's been replaced by Strivers. And I think I know why he perhaps wasn't having a good day out there, because he's set as an inverted winger and probably prefers to play as a winger. Let's have a look. No, inverted winger. Will Shrivers is okay as an inverted winger. Dranbev is picked up a yellow card, so to avoid him getting sent off. In fact, I think that might take him over his limit, in which case he will miss the next game. Stanovic comes on for him. We moved Latonda back into the wing-back position. And our final change is Ross Stewart, firing blanks up front, has been replaced by Martin Kears, who's been scoring goals at the European level. 72 on the clock. They have a free kick, but it's gone sailing over. And with 81 minutes on the clock, making our final change. And we've got tired legs out there. We can't change everybody. But we've taken off whoever who's not having a good day out there. He's replaced by Julian Lavelde. 2 minutes of added time. We have a throw in. Lavelde and Romney working together there. Varro. Lavelde crosses this in, and it's headed in by Martin Kears. Question of whether he was offside or not. It looked as if he might be. It'll be his 8th goal of the season if it counts. And it's not. He did look offside, and he was offside. Beat Berger. As this ball comes in, it's not much in it, but he is just that fraction. But it was a good header, and it's all over. And we bring a 1-goal lead back to the Mandemakers. I'd like to think that's a good result, but we did struggle, and we only had 10. We had 10 shots, only 2 of which were on target. 1.14. And 62% of the possession. I think that's probably what's won us the game. It's the fact that we have held on to the possession. And while we've got possession, they can't score. But they did have 15 shots, 5 of which are on target. 1.67 on the XG, 38% of the possession. Tommy Setford, I think, doing some heroics on more than one occasion, has kept us in the game. And it's got him the player of the match as well. 8.1 for Setford. Martins India 7.2, Van der Beij a 7.0, a Testa before he went off a 7.7, Dranbev 7, and Latonda 7. So all in all, we've got a result in Prague, and the question being, and we'll find out in the next episode, is that enough to be able to do what we need to do back at the Mandemakers to get us into the last 8 of this year's UEFA Conference League? We'll find out in the next episode. A roundup of the other scores in the Conference League. Dana drawing 3-3 with Fiorentina. Lille, LOSC Lille beating Schallerij 4-2. Bayer Leverkusen beating Istra 3-2. We beat Sparta Prague by 1-0. Newcastle beating AZ by 1-0. Villarreal beating Brøndby by 2-0. A ton of events for Olympique Lyonnais. They beat Tyrrell by 3-0. And Viborg beat Ammonia 5-3. So that's how it is after the first leg. We got 3 days down to the game against PSV Eindhoven in the Eredivisie, a team that we've only ever beat once, that in the Eredivisie in 25-26 season. Early in the season, I think it was back-to-back wins with Ajax and PSV. Lost to them in the return at their place at Philips Stadion 2-0, and then lost earlier this season again at the Philips Stadion 2-1. Can we get a result that we got at the Mandemakers last season in this one today? We'll find out. We'll be back just ahead of the game with any news. Well, you come back on match day and a bit of bad news. Marley Cruz has returned to Feyenoord. They've recalled him just completely out of the blue, and he's returned. Yeah, that I'm not sure. I'm sure in the English leagues they can't do that. They have to recall in the window. And but here in Holland, it seems to be the thing that you can just pull the rug, and that's not good. We've got cover for it, but of course the other thing is you can't loan anybody the other way, given this time of year. So Marley Cruz returns after 22 appearances in for us, 19 he made in the Eredivisie. 7 goals, 5 assists, a 7.12. He was playing fantastically, and maybe, depending on his contract, etc., might look to try and bring him in the close season. What is his contract? 2028, so it's to the end of next season. Okay, might need to see what we can do there, but that's a bit of sad news that Marley Cruz has gone back to Feyenoord. I'm very disappointed with them, to say the least. Let's hope they don't play him against us in the match a little bit later on in the month. That's a bit of a worry. Right, with any more to do, let's go through and have the game against PSV. And here is the side that faces PSV in this Eredivisie matchday 26. And a little bit of a change team. Setford in goal, Martins, Indy, Rosier and Lemuri. Our defensive line today. Drambev and Shrivers are the wing-backs. Varro sits between them. Stanovic is on the left of the attacking midfield. Peter on the right. Peter, of course, coming in for Marley Cruz, who's returned to Feyenoord after they pulled the plug on his loan. Elatim is in behind Stewart up front. And then it's Vassen, Van der Beek, Leveld, Latonda, whoever, Boumassoudi, Beaton, Hansen, Toure, Romney, Kers and Van Duren on the bench. Well, here we are back at the Mandemakers. Won 4 of our last 5 league games and lost the other one. Playing our usual formation. PSV have also lost one of their last 5. Won 3, drawn 1. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 today. We are in 3rd on 52. PSV right behind us are in 4th on 49. It's a 6-pointer game today. First highlight inside the first minute. Elatim crosses it in, but it's headed over the top. It's gone for another corner. Defended. This one to the back post. Defender gets there. Varro will tidy up. Drambev. Referee getting in the way. Martins Indy taking it over. But it's come to nothing. 8 minutes on clock. Shrivers with a throw in to Peter. Peter picks it back up, but loses the ball in the tackle. They force them back into the corner. And, they're coming forward, and they're on a counter-attack. And who was that? Drambev brought Teller down. Referees just wave play on for a minute to see if he brings it back. It's gone wide. In fact, it's gone for a corner. I don't know if he's waiting for the injured player. What's going on here? And going to take the free kick. Sorry, the corner. Drambev didn't pick any cards up for that foul. Say it was a foul. Shrivers crossed this in. Stewart just wide of the post. Drambev with the throw into Varro. Back to Drambev. Drambev to Shrivers. Shrivers hangs this one up And normally Stuart would tuck that away. 41 minutes on the clock. Stuart may have suffered a twisted knee, which is a bit of a worry. Babadi, he's given plenty of space, and another save from Setford. Going in the top corner, I think. We have a corner again. Swung in. It's sort of cleared, but not cleared. Oh, bouncing around there like a pinball machine. And Babidi pushed Stanovic and gets a yellow card. Corner from the other side. This one an outswinger. Headed clear. Peter's not going to get there, though. Stewart. Teller. Pulls that back. Oh, dearie me, we're living. Well, we were living on our nerves at the end of that first half. They've had 7 shots, 4 of which have been on target, 0.48, 34% of the possession. We've had 4 shots, 3 on target, 0.92, and 66% of the possession. We're more likely to score, but I think Setford's been doing his job again in keeping them out. So we need to be a bit better in the second half and a bit more productive with the shots on target. And we're going to make one change at half time. That change is Ross Stewart, who has picked up a knock. We don't want to risk him, especially as we've got the European game coming up, and having got him back into the squad, we don't really want to lose him. So Martin Kears comes on for him at half time. Both sides making one change at half time. 51 on the clock, and it's PSV with an attack. It's sorted out by Drambev, but it didn't go very far, and they're on it again. Oh, and it's gone in. It's taken deflection, and that man Teller, who was a pain in the bum in the first half, gives PSV a lead on 53. Who did it take the deflection off? De Silva cut it back. Teller was in space. Oh. Combination of Martin Zindi and Varro, and it actually ended up coming off Varro and beating Setford. And with nearly 66 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Martin's Indy is off. He's not had a good day out there. We've brought on Van der Beige in place of him. And the other change is Elatim, again, not having a good day. And he's replaced by Ollie Romani. And with 81 minutes on the clock, making our final changes. Peter is off. He's tiring. We've brought on William Beaton. And the final change is Varro is off. And Emil Hansen comes on in midfield. And I'm not sure whether those changes have been made yet. But we have a highlight on PSV on the ball. Not found it easy to find a way into this game. And we're in danger of the old European hangover causing us problems again, and they're coming at us. And, we've changed formation slightly, which I'm not sure whether that's a good idea, whether she's just stuck to our guns. This ball crossed in, but Setford there and collects. Highlight's going to continue. Lemuri goes out wide to Shrivers. And we attack now. Romney goes out wide to Drambev. Drambev comes forward. He's got Stanovic into Romney. Romney puts it away and gets the equaliser. 8th goal of the season. And we're back level on 83. Can we go on and sneak a win now? Change has not yet been made because Varro is still on there. Romney putting that in the back of the net. Lemuri tried to get that through to Shrivers, but it was too quick. And they're on the attack. You have to be careful. Oh, they've broken it and put it away. And just as we've got back level, they've snuck in front again. And I think it's going to be one of them days. Corner, beaten with the corner, swung in, it's headed away. We've not scored from corners for a while now. Hansen needs to go back to our original corner routine, I think. Lemuri, he's round his man, he's created space, it's gone in. And William Beaton, who makes a first start, well, I say a first start, got on the pitch today. He hasn't played a lot at all this season, and he's got a goal and made it 2-2. 3 goals in the space of about 5 minutes here. 2 for us, 1 for them. Through the crowd. And it's ended up a draw. Teller taking the lead on 53 for PSV. Romney equalising on 83. 2 minutes later, Gonzaga making it 2-1. And at that point, we thought the hearts dropped and we thought perhaps PSV had taken a win. But William Beaton getting up on 86 and managing to force it home and giving us that win. Teller was player of the match with a 7.5, 1 key pass and a goal. And none of our team really doing it. Setford probably kept us in the game again. And William Beaton getting a 7.5. So just goes to show he's had only come on 83 minutes and got a 7.5. So yeah, perhaps he's making a point of getting a start very, very soon. Anyway, 9 shots, 5 on target, 1.81 and 57% of the possession. They had 14 shots, 7 on target and 43% of the possession. Wow, bad news is up first. Ross Stewart has twisted his knee and is going to be out for 6 to 9 days, which means he will miss the game against the return leg against Sparta Rotterdam. We've got to play better than we have done today if we are to get a result from that. A roundup of today's scores then. And a roundup of the day's results. Roda Kerkrade beaten FC Emmen. AZ beating Vitesse 4-2. Volendam beating Fortuna Sittard 3-1. And they needed that at the bottom there because Excelsior beaten Zwolle by 2-1. And Excelsior would have moved from that relegation playoff place had they not... Volendam not won their game as well. 2-2 draw against PSV, which means that PSV stay 3 points behind us, but does open more of a gap between us and Ajax to 7 points, which isn't good news. But at least we didn't lose. Utrecht closed the gap behind us a little bit, down to 4 points now, where it was 6 points after beating Heerenveen by 2-0 on Ajax, of course, beating Sparta Rotterdam 2-1. Sparta Rotterdam we play in the next episode. Sparta Rotterdam down in 9th on 38 points. So that's how it ends up. The table looks like this then. Final top on 64. 4 points clear of Ajax in second. Final play. They've played. Yeah, of course they did. A 0-0 draw against Nijmegen. There you go. They've dropped some more points, hence why the gap has closed to 4 points between them and Ajax. As I say, we are on 53 and third. PSV 4th on 50. Utrecht 5th on 49, 4 points clear of the European places. AZ are 6th on 41, as are SC Heerenveen also on 41. FC 20 down in 8th place on 39 points. Down the bottom, Groningen are 10 points adrift of Nijmegen now, and they're looking more than likely to go down. They are some 13 points adrift of Excelsior, who are in 16th place, and in the last safe place, they are 15 points adrift. And in my book, I think they are pretty much guaranteed to be going down into the Keukenkampioen for next season. Right, we will come back. The second leg of the Europa Conference League last 16, and with a 1-0 lead after the first leg, looking to get through to the next stage if we can, and then we'll be playing Sparta Rotterdam in the Eredivisie match day 27. A recent record against them isn't particularly good. Last time we beat them was at the Mandemakers. In fact, another side that we have never beaten at their place. So, yeah, doesn't bode well, does it? We've got to really pull something out of the bag if we are going to beat them in that game. We will come back for that. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, though. If you have, please leave me that big thumbs up. Subscribe, hit the notification button. That leaves you... lets you know when everything is being released. Of course, keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Going Dutch and our other series, bottom to the top. And new episodes of Going Dutch released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with everything that we release here on the channel is by following me on X at JustOffside2. Lets you know when everything comes out. Until next time, it's going to be episode 49. It's our last Going Dutch before Christmas. Join me for that on Monday, but don't forget, tomorrow we do have another episode of our series From the Bottom to the Top. And Weymouth, how far can we go with Weymouth? Join me tomorrow and find out. Till next week, bye-bye.